Good morning. It is early. It's earlier than normal this morning. 2:18. Like always, we're gonna get up nice and early. We're gonna hit the gym. We're gonna slam an upper day today. I do got my diesel heater that's actually blowing heat this morning. It got below 60 degrees, so I set it so anything below 60 degrees, my heater will power up the van up a little bit. As you can see right now, we are way above 60 degrees. But it's difficult to make it perfect, especially because I haven't even set the controls on it yet. So, I mean, as long as I'm not sweating my balls off, really. As long as it's under 90 degrees, above 60, I'm good for the most part. We're training almost every day, and even though I'm training almost every day, I'm still only achieving around 20 sets a week because the frequency is a little bit more important than volume, at least for my body. I can't just go to the gym and I can't just slam 50 sets of workout. If I do that, then my body's gonna be screaming at me to take a rest week. I would argue that I've been gaining more muscle, lowering my redundancy, than I grew muscle when my volume was cranked up to a ton. My sessions are pretty long though, but that's just because I am specializing every single muscle in my body. I'm not skipping a single upper muscle. Doing 4-minute rests. I generally do 1 set per exercise, but I'll train the muscle group, I'd say around 3 or 4 times. And it's being trained, most of which are being trained in the lengthened position, the mid position, and the short position, because I'm still messing around with that. Haven't done a lot of research on it, I'm just trying to see if it works right now. But yeah, enough chatter, let's get at her.
Now 2 days ago, I was having a look in a book, and I saw a picture of a guy right up above his knee. I said I can relate, cause lately I've been thinking of combustication as a welcome vacation from the burdens of the planet Earth, gravity, hypocrisy, and the perils of being in 3D. But thinking so much disparity. But in me, while I burst into the flames, I've got enough of the world and its people's mindless gaze. So but in me, while I burn, it rises above the flame. But in me, oh,
pieces of wood I just shoved back there. They're not even fastened at all. Same with this one. Not even fastened. Just on this side. It doesn't move. got right here, the wall. You don't gotta worry about the stuff down here. This is all gonna get covered, and so are those cuts over there. So I just kind of half-assed them. But this is what we got right here. This is basically anything that I would have in my nightstand. My bed's gonna be right here, so I'll have easy access to all this stuff. The fan remote right here, that doesn't even have a battery in it. And then this comes really handy, especially for van life. And then my little notepad. I'll get some really good ideas in the middle of the night, and if I don't write them down, I'll forget in the morning. And then don't get any ideas on this. This is just isopropyl alcohol and hydrogen peroxide because I'm always beating up my hands at work. Now I had that door right here that would slide, and then it would go behind the wall. You couldn't see the door once you slid it. I did have the door there, but this part of the wall is going too far in. Even though I tried to account for it, it accounts for it up here. But for some reason it dips into the wall from the curvature of the van down here. I'm not talking about this gap right here. I'm talking about this gap right here. It's supposed to go behind the wall, but it doesn't. This kept getting caught on the door when I was trying to open it. So what I did is I grabbed my hammer, I smacked the doorknob off, I grabbed the door and I went and just shoved it right behind that wall. So now there's just a door behind that wall for the rest of eternity. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the wall. Soon enough, I'll have a bed that's sitting right here, a little pull-out sofa bed / sofa. So stay tuned for that.